What's going on, everybody? It's your boy T Danzy. You are now tuned in to Get Ready.
Everything goes, nothing goes. Back in and flip it, whatever. It's a DBS sound. Wait for the breakdown. Perfect.
Everyone lift up, get right, get hype, head nod, bounce if you feel vibes. It's time to make move, make do whatever I got. I'ma give you, wish you a better life. Haters always checking, making sure my levels right, but I'm making sure my max is right, kilo tight. Attacking the mic, not underestimated like this a new day. I'm broke, time to make this money right.
I'm excited too, bro. For real.
All right, let's get it started, man. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy T Danzy. You're now tuned in to Get Right Then, man. We are back.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
very excited, man. New spot, man. And I'm relaunching, man. Once again with my homie QuiSe La Verdad,
You
man.
already know, bro.
How you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm super excited. So I love the place too. I gotta say, like, I love the spot. So
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, this is one of my. You was with me on my other hardest project I ever had with the album, and this is definitely the next hardest thing besides making the album was getting this thing together, bro. Like.
yeah.
I guess I am now, but I'm not a DIY dude, boy. Like I can do it, but like, man, I would definitely much rather have paid everybody to do all of this. You know what I'm saying? But man, like, it's one of them things that like, kind of like with a project, like it might be stressful, like an album, it might be stressful or whatever, but once you get done, like the satisfaction of it being done, it's like. I walked in there today, like, okay, like, damn, it took some time, but like,
I did that.
yeah, bro, you feel me? So yeah, man, but man, welcome, brother. I'm so happy to have you as my first guest, bro. You don't even understand, bro. Like,
Bro.
I was like, it's gotta be QuiSe, bro. It's gotta be QuiSe again, bro. He was the first one last time, or the relaunch. He gotta be it again, man. But yeah, man, like.
Sir.
For this interview, bro, the main thing I did, bro, because I didn't want to repeat questions, but I wanted to be able to, like, reference the last interview we had, bro.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the first things is, like, it was during quarantine, bro. So, like, that was just, like, looking at it was such a special time because it was, like, damn, bro, we was really trapped in the crib. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another great episode of the Get Right Then podcast. I am your host, T Danzy, and today, as you see, I have a very special guest with me today, Mr. QuiSe La Verdad, my brother.
Hey, man.
How you living, brother?
Good, bro. Definitely appreciate you having me.
Well, it's definitely, bro. Like, really, just like, damn, bro, that shit just crazy that. Like, just thinking back, and it was like, it's literally, I think I dropped it like November 1st, 2020, so almost exactly 3 years ago, bro. So,
Yeah.
it was just crazy, bro. Like, but like, how life been since then, bro? Like, how's it been, bro?
Man, I mean, there's been a lot of changes, like, to say the least, for sure. But, like, it's been good, man. A lot of growth, like, a lot of learning. And it's just, what blows my mind is just, like, how far, like, how fast, like, time has gone by. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, dang, that was 3 years ago, bro. Like, time
I'm
ain't
saying,
gonna stop.
bro.
So, but yeah, I would say it was definitely, like, an introspective time and, like, a time to learn, like, for sure. So, yeah,
That's
it
what's
did a
up,
lot of
bro.
learning, bro.
I'm saying, bro. So, like, since then, man, you know, well, for those who don't know, my boy QuiSe, he does it all. He's a rapper. He's a producer. He's an engineer. They're my personal favorite. He nice as hell on them keys, my boy. He nice as hell on them keys, man. So, but rapping wise, man, since 2020, man, what have you been up to music wise?
Music wise, I feel like I just been trying to find my stride, I guess, like with what I want to make and just like making what I want to make really for me. Cause I felt like, you know, there was like part of that like introspection was like, man, like I felt like I was rapping like a certain way, maybe for like different influences and stuff like that. So I kind of got the chance to like step back and say like, what do I want to make? Like, what do I want to do? Yeah. So I don't know, just kind of playing on my own style and like just making whatever, like whether it be like, you know, some R&B vibes, some rappity rap vibes,
that's my vibe.
some vibing. No cap. So it's just like just feeling it out, man, and just doing what I want to do. So,
yeah. That's what's up, man. I think that's so important, bro. Like, like I think a lot of times, and shoot, I'll reference it because it just came out like with the Drake. Like I was just talking to my boy about it, man. Like I think it'd be tough, like making stuff you really want to versus like what you think you should put out, what you think your fans want to hear.
Exactly.
And I can't even speak which way like he was, but like it sounded like he was just more, from my opinion, it sounded like it was a lot of influence of like others necessarily. Like it's just like trying to be relevant, trying to be younger, having younger artists on there, etc.
Yeah.
Like that's what I saw. So I think that's something that no matter how successful or unsuccessful you are, like that people deal with as artists. Like what should I make? I think even like in my first or my only project that I made, like I had to deal with like stuff I wanted to make versus stuff I thought people would want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? I think that's like a battle, bro. So that's some real shit though, for real.
Yeah, I really think like it kind of come down to me, at least how I interpret it, was like the business of it all and like the real artistry of it all. Because it's like, you know, I would have like conversations with like my other friends who do content and like they'll be like, all right, well, you know, what like do the metrics say, you know, or like, bro. You know, like breaking it down like that. And I felt like it was kind of putting a strain on like what like my process in making stuff, because I've kind of felt like constrained in making something like a certain way. Yeah. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I was like, man, I don't even care no more.
Yeah, like, you just gotta put it out sometime too, bro. Just however they receive it, bro. So now that's dope, man. So since then, man, so that was one thing. So like watching back on the last interview, like you referenced your last project, Senior. Yeah. So like I remember one thing I asked was kind of like, what do you feel like influenced it? Because you had a lot of video game vibes on there, man. You spoke to like quarantine, man. So with your like newest project, Deep Sea Dreaming, like what do you feel like? Was that influence? Like was it something you were currently going through, or like just something you had in your head? Like what do you think was influencing that?
Yeah, I mean, like I was. Cause like I make a lot of music, but a lot of it don't really come out, you know. So I was like listening to older songs I had made, like some newer songs, and then I always kind of wanted to put out like a project with those kind of vibes on it. So I was just like, it just seemed like the perfect time, and like I kind of wanted to like subliminally like tell a story with how like the songs were structured, and like at the same time, like, you know, be vulnerable with like some situations in the past, or like take situations I was going through or like some of the homies was going through. Okay. Kind of like put it together. So that was like the real inspiration. I was just like, man, like I had been having that idea for a long time, but I kind of would just like make songs that would fit it, and then I'd be like, all right, I'll get to it eventually. So it had been a little while since I dropped some music, and then I noticed I was making a lot of songs with those type vibes. So I was like, all right, let me like get this idea out so I can move on to the next like idea. Okay. For real, so.
Okay. So on that, man, what do you feel like was like your favorite project? I mean, your favorite song on there?
My favorite song? It's tough, man. It's tough, but I feel like it really comes. It's really between three that are like gems to me. But I feel like my gut reaction is probably Sirens.
Okay.
Yeah, just because like I just felt like the storytelling on that was pretty cold, and like in my humble opinion. But it really is between Sirens, Call Me, and probably Homework. Like those three songs. Those were the three songs when I made them. I was like, yeah, like I'm trying to show. Yeah, I'm trying to show them off for sure. Like,
word, man. I gotta go back. It's been a minute since I listened to that joint, but I remember, man, when it came out, I was spinning that joint every day, boy. That was my joint, man.
Yeah, appreciate
for
you,
real,
bro.
for real. Sirens was definitely my favorite one though. For you, with these,
yeah, it was interesting because like the feedback like that I got, like a lot of people. I want to say the favorite song was either between like Call Me or that
was one of that was the R&B joint, right? It was kind of R&B feel.
Yeah. It was. I think that's the last one, and then Another one that surprised me that people like that I didn't even think was that crazy was Sometimes.
Okay.
That's the third one. But like in terms of feedback, those are the ones that stood out the most. But I ain't gonna lie, I think my personal favorite is Sirens for sure.
Word. Okay. Yeah, that joint, man. I was like, my boy Keith did it again, man. My boy Keith did it again, brother.
Nah, I appreciate
Hey,
it.
so like looking like kind of like your more recent work. So it showed like in 2019 you did like 3 projects, and then in 2020, so you was going nuts in 2019, bro. 2020 you did one, and then you had none in 2021, and then you had one in 2022.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like? I just want to like, can you explain that kind of just like that span, like from 19 to now, like why you feel like you released so much then? Why you feel like, do you feel like there's a reason why you started doing kind of one a year? Like just all of that.
Now that's a really good question, man. I think part of it was like circumstances, because like I know in 2018 into 2019, I was like physically like in a studio like damn near every day. Like I was like interning at a studio, then I got hired by a studio, and I was just being there. So it's like, and then I was around like a lot of producers and stuff, and like everybody, it felt like everybody who was in the studio wanted to do like a collab or like, you know, wanted to work on stuff. So I think that, to be honest, like that really like was a driving factor in me putting out so much music, because it was like I'll put out a tape and then like the next producer would be like, all right, well, when our shit coming out? Like, so I'm like, it was kind of like pushing me to work like that. And then like I kind of wanted to like take a step back and like reevaluate like the music I was making, and like, you know, just kind of like the direction I had. So that kind of was like, you know, 2020, I was like, nah, I just want to put out like one, like not even a whole bunch of songs, just like a collection of songs that I enjoy, that, you know, were produced by me, and like I handled a rollout, like I handled the theme, like, so I didn't want to rush it. And
he was going crazy. He had the Michael Jackson vibes for that Senor, man. He had the MJ vibes. And you talked about that too in the last one, just like about focusing on promotion. Like you had the smoke in the video and the MJ. Like, nah, that was dope, man. My fault. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. Like I was just like, I shot a lot of videos for the songs on there, and like I just like I wanted to have more control. And then honestly, like with quarantine and stuff, there was like a lot of plans that I had, and just because, you know, life was just going on, it just changed a lot. So like I think honestly that's probably why like there was that gap. Like 2021, I was kind of like, I ain't gonna say I was depressed, but like I was kind of like down, and with like the change of plans, I was trying to figure it out. So I was like, it didn't feel like appropriate for me to like, you know, even though like I feel like people would say like, you know, you should, you know, keep dropping, like it just didn't feel right. So I was like, I'm not gonna force it. So and then I came with, you know, like dropping Deep Sea Dreaming, but it just felt like, okay, so I feel part of it is like I feel like my stride coming back, and like trying to, you know, ramp back up to get back to that level like 2019, where it's like I'm dropping like every, you know. So but
dope, man. So off of that, man, so you kind of spoke on like 2021 and like the mental with quarantine. Like how do you feel like your mental affects you with music? And the reason I asked that, because, you know, a lot of people, it seems like when they're in like sad or depressive states, they make more music. They make music that shows that, etc. So how do you feel like your mental has to be? Well, how do you feel like your mental is, or how do you feel like your mental needs to be for you to make like music you want to? And are you one of those people that you feel like you can make music when you're like down and emotional and etc. etc.?
I feel like I can, but like I definitely like to be in like a neutral like state. It's like, I don't know, I just like being able to do any vibe like that will come to me, because I'll be straight like, and then make like a real sad song, or like, you know, or like, you know, make something more turn or whatever, more hype stuff. But like I definitely like to be in like a neutral state, and I just felt like where my headspace was at, like it didn't drive me, like it didn't fuel my creativity. It felt more like it was hindering like my creativity.
Okay.
So
okay.
like yeah, I definitely felt like it was hindering like me making stuff. So
Got you. And yeah, bro, I think that was one thing too, man. Between 2020 and 2021, bro, I think like being in the house got to everybody, bro.
Yeah,
Eventually, bro.
yeah.
Like I think, I think everybody talked about being in just them states, like if not depression, just like really just sad and like trapped, like just feeling kind of out of it during that time. And so, I think that was kind of like the overall consensus with everybody, bro. So,
Facts.
I think that was like a big, like just from now to then, like I think everybody went through a big mental change, like because I think a lot people had to deal with their thoughts more, I think, during quarantine. Cause like you just sitting in the crib with them, like you couldn't go nowhere, bro. You couldn't want as many escapes and things like that. So like, I think that was a big deal during that time.
Nah, definitely. And I think like I feel like a lot of artists have talked about it like since that time, but it's like I feel like a lot of artists make music off of like their experiences, and like making experiences. So it's like you're in the crib all day. It's like, it kind of limit, like you either got to reach back to like memories or like just try to make something shake with being in the crib. So
and I think I said that too, like because we was talking about music and I was like, man, I haven't been able to even write anything because I ain't got nothing to write about. Like I just been in the crib on the duty and the 2K like all day. Like and nothing new has happened in like the whole year, bro. Ain't nothing new happened. So like I ain't got nothing to even write about, let alone make music. So and I think bro, I think we even saw that a little bit with artists, bro. Like I think it was like Lil Baby drop, but like it wasn't just a bunch of great albums dropping during 2020 necessarily. Like you can't be like, oh yeah, there was and I might be missing something, but like I don't remember besides Lil Baby, I don't remember a lot of he dropped like right before quarantine. I don't remember that many memorable projects dropping during quarantine. I think that a big reason why, like, ain't nobody doing nothing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like, dang, like
I think that was one thing like we kind of took for granted until I think everybody took like just being able to go outside. Like I think we took that for granted until it wasn't there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, bro. Rough. So all right, so one thing we did on the last one, bro. So like I said before, rapping, one of the best I know. Producing, one of the best I know. Engineering, I'm gonna say you the best because you did Giving Out Love Daily. And on the keys, you the best I know. So I want you to rank your 4 skills by the ones you think you like the most, and then the ones by I think you're best at.
Dang, that's tough. Like in terms of enjoy, I'd say it'd probably be producing, rapping, engineering, and piano. And then in terms of like skill wise, honestly, I might say it's like in the same order.
Okay,
like,
producing, rapping, engineering, piano.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
So I'm gonna throw up the other clip because it definitely changed a little bit since 2020. So that means he been honing his skills to some areas. So I love to hear it, man. So that's what's up. I'm just not understanding kind of like engineering, producing, two separate things.
Yeah.
So engineering, producing, rapping, piano.
Yeah.
Ranking for you, the one you like the most.
I definitely put rapping number one. Mm-hmm. Like then. It would probably go rapping, producing, piano, and then engineering. Okay. Yeah.
Now, which ones you think you best at ranking?
I'll say rapping, number one. Then I say piano number 2, and then producing, and then engineering.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
them keys is tough. Hey, them keys is tough, bro. I think when you said best, you definitely had piano at second, and I was like, yeah, because that nigga nice on the key. yeah, on second. So that's dope, though. That's dope, bro. I love to hear that.
Nah,
I was actually hoping your answer changed. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like that meant he been working somewhere else. So that's dope.
Nah, because that's something that like I was kind of thinking about. Is like one thing that like stayed consistent through all that time is I feel like I still made beats like at a high rate. Like, and that was something that like I would zone out and just make beats, or like get off work, so make beats.
Yeah, because I think you had rapping. I think you had rapping first for like. We'll check it again, but I think you had rapping first for like and for best at 2, and now you have producing first. So yeah, that mean. But I knew, and so let's talk about that. So it sounds like since the last time we talked, you've dived a little heavier into producing. So can you talk to that a little bit? Yeah,
I feel like that's kind of like where. Like, I mean, stuff definitely started more so with rapping, like, and wanting to rap. But, like, I had FL Studio since I was in middle school. So it's just, like, it's just something that's always been there. And, like, I always did, like, put it up there with, like, playing the game. Like, it's kind of like a de-stressor, like, So, like, I feel like it's very rare when I'll get, like, beat block, but like I think it's more so because I'm doing it like for that, like for enjoyment, more than anything else. So that's definitely something that like I got like just thousands of beats that like I might not even hop on, I ain't even sent to nobody, just pile them up, and then like when it is time to record, like I'll go through them, or if somebody asks me for something, I'll go through them. But yeah, beats definitely is. I feel like I kind of leaned into that like during quarantine too. So yeah, like
that's what's up.
Beats, yeah.
So what do you let me see the next thing I had before I don't want to get into new projects yet. Okay, so one thing you mentioned that you wanted to do more of was writing for people. Yeah. So like, how much of that have you been able to do since 2020?
Honestly, I haven't really had the opportunity to write for too many people. Okay. Like it's still something I definitely want to do. I felt like especially like with Deep Sea Dreaming, I felt like I was trying to showcase like my writing ability, like outside of like I guess like just rapping or whatever. Yeah. So I'm that's something like I definitely still want to pursue. Like I've definitely written like some stuff for like a couple artists or like some female artists that I wanted them to do, but I can't say like I heavily like pursued it probably like as much as I should. But it's definitely something that like I have on the radar, and I'm looking to do. Like that would be so fire to me. For sure.
Bruh. And I got and even in that, bruh. So 2021 we took a little trip down to Austin, man. We had a good time, but while we was there, you recorded and you talked about how you had actually started not writing really as much of your raps for yourself. So like, talk a little bit about that, like the reason into that, and then also like, is it something you gonna stay with? You feel like you'll start writing for yourself, like as you try to start writing for other people? Like, just talk about that song.
Yeah, nah, like I think at the time, like a lot of the artists I listened to and like I was around, they didn't really write. Like they, everybody's punching in like in the studio when they go to, do their verse. Like they just, everybody like, catching the vibe. And at the time, like there was just something I felt like was a little more organic and like a little more natural, like letting the beat kind of, or like where you're at, like, mentally or emotionally in the moment. Yeah. And I felt like it was bringing like that extra level of sauce to like songs and stuff like that. So I think there's a big value in that. I think recently I've seen like more of the value in kind of just being more fluid with it. So like I might have like some stuff written, or like just go off the top with other stuff, just kind of like letting it happen, like however. And I feel like that's how it would go. Like if I were to write for somebody, like it would be kind of like that collaboration of like what feels right, because the session is like really important to making the song, and like the vibes that's going on in the session oftentimes like translate to the song. So it's like, because it's been times too where like you might, you know, record something and then you like, oh, I ain't gonna I'll finish it later, and then you trying to like match your energy, and it's just not like
not there.
It don't be hitting the same. So like it kind of like play off of that too. But like now, like when I make songs, like I just try to, like if I got some of it written, cool. Like if I don't got none of it written, that's cool. It's just whatever's right for the moment. So,
So with stuff like that, do you feel like you have like a topic or a title of the song first and then you go, or you feel like it's the opposite where you just hear the beat, you go, and then it's just like
I feel like
title, topic, whatever.
I don't know. I feel like the beat be telling you like what you need to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like whatever you recording on, like it's telling you what you need to do. So like there's been times like I have it be like, man, I really like this beat. Like this shit is super hard. And then I'll be like, you know, I might like, I got like some notes on my phone. I might go through it, see if something fit. Or if I just like catch an idea off of hearing it, I'm like, oh, I'm saying this. But I feel like for what I've been recording recently, it's been really like a combination of both. Like,
okay.
I'll, you know, have something written and then like kind of fill in the blanks to like complete the song. So yeah.
Man, so like with that, bro, I want to kind of not even flip it, but I think it's dope you talking about that, because I feel like as a producer, you kind of did that with me, like with our project. So, like I always came in with something written, like an idea, but no beat at all. And so, like I would explain it to you and talk to you about it, and then you would just like be like, bet, and bro would just like go, bro, and really create that jump from scratch, like just a couple drums, some sounds, and then he would pull out the little keyboard, and I'll just be like, there it is, and then I could record like so. Like I just want to speak something to just like your versatility with that, as far as like with the producing, like you really kind of freestyle with that as well, like you know. And I thought that was dope, because I think a lot of producers, and you know, I ain't been but so many sessions, but I know a lot of times people, like you say, play beats, etc. And that's and they kind of go from there. But like that was like I really watched you say, hey, me come in with an idea, and you go, all right, bet, and really like go, bro. I just wanted to speak. I wanted you to speak on that song too.
No, that's real. I feel like that's the difference between like being like a beat maker and like a producer. It's like I really like, that's really like my favorite way of making beats, because like I feel like it would start with like people just coming, like either like when I was in school, pulling up to the room, or like people just pulling up to my crib, and they be like, what you doing? I'm sitting there making beats. So they'd be like, oh, I like that. Oh, I don't like that. Like, you know, so like building off of that, and then like just really creating the vibe, because a lot of times people would be like, send me beats, and you don't know like what mood they in, what they really trying to be on, if they got something written, like whether it's gonna mesh with that. So I always been like, yo, I'll make it, like we can just make it like together, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll get you right. So it's just, I always been like a fan of that, and that was something that like was super cool with like that project too. Like, you know, Gold was like a time that like really like let me like showcase that skill set, like, and be like, yo, like I got you. Like whatever melody you trying to go, whatever you got written. And I've done songs like that where like I've had like something in my head, and like those thoughts are a little more persistent. So it'd be like I like, you know, make the beat around it, or like, you know, like I feel like I've tried to make songs a bunch of different ways. So I might, you know, like have the verse and then try to construct the beat like around it to like, you know, really make it match, or record something to one beat and then strip the beat away and then make a new beat under it. So like just like a part of the creative process, and being able to, you know, take different vibes and run with it. Like I definitely think that's like super important, and I'm glad that, you know, I can make you happy with that,
bruh. I'm telling you, bruh, because like especially being somebody that never recorded, like never anything, like you made that a dope experience, and then like damn, like it is. But and so I was actually gonna speak to that too. So how much do you feel like knowing piano, like knowing the instrument like influences like everything you do as far as producing as well, because I don't think like you said there's a difference between producing and beat making. I think a lot of producers, beat makers don't really know instruments, and I think that probably shows in different ways.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, it is critical. Like, I can't even front. Like, if you are a young person, like, making beats or, like, interested in music, I highly recommend you learn the piano, because, like, just knowing the key. Because, like, I've been, even as an engineer, bro, like, I've been in sessions where, like, the artist is recording, they like, oh, I want some auto-tune. And it's like, the engineer like, all right, they threw the auto-tune on there and put it in the wrong key. And then they like, the artist like, man, don't sound right. And I'm like, like, you know, I'm like, man, it's not in the right key. Like, it ain't gonna sound good. Like, it's like, yo, yeah, because like, you know, certain sessions, like, it's not really your place to like, be like, hey, big dog, you doing that wrong. Like, you know, like, so it's like, I ain't gonna lie, man, it's been critical. So like, I would say like, even with that, that's been something that, I mean, they got like programs and stuff that help people now, but like just being able to naturally know like, oh, this is in, you know, E minor, or like, or making beats and knowing, you know, finding out the key is something. But I mean, I went to I have like low-key an extensive like musical background as well, because like I went to a musical school. I went to an art school, and I did piano. Like I took music theory, so it's like I kind of got like that. You know, I be letting the vibes drive everything, but then it's like on the back end when you got to make sure everything right, or you know, convert stuff and make stuff fit. I ain't gonna lie, the piano and the music theory definitely be going a long way.
Yeah, and I think that's like I said, I have little experience with different sessions, but like, you different, bro. Like, that's all I say. Like, I think that's been like my biggest thing, and it's actually interesting because like, you're where I started. So like, I thought it was the norm, but like, nah, you set a high standard for me. Even like, nah, they don't know what they're doing, bro. Like you saying, like, and even being able to watch you, like, even when you talk about with the keys, like, I remember when the auto-tune where you would go, all right, now I gotta adjust that to E, or I gotta adjust that to C. Like, I would really watch you do all of that in front of me, bruh. So when I was in a session and they wasn't doing all that, I was like, nah, like, saying, like, this not it, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think like, you know, of course you was my first experience as far as producing everything, but I didn't realize like, the level, of course you my boy, I think you nice, but I didn't realize just how nice until, you know, like, how you don't realize, like, you go see somebody who, like, the first time you ever watch ball, you're like, okay, he's playing ball, like, then you go, like, watch him, and you're like, oh no, he's nicer than everybody, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and that's really what happened, bro. It was like, not like, these niggas not really touching keys as far as this thing, bro. And I think even then I understood the difference between producing and beat making, because I remember I tried to do like, nah, I got this song, bro, I want to sound like this. He just kind of like, yeah, let me play that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just try to send me different records, like, as far as trying to come up with something from scratch. A lot of people couldn't do it, bro. So like, nah, like, you like top tier, like, and I think like that the piano, again, as I looked at more, it's like, all right, the influence of like piano, you going to an art school, of course I knew that part, like, that definitely like hones and like sets you apart from a lot, bro. So nah,
that's definitely a big compliment.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, I can't even lie, like, it definitely is like a super advantage to like have that background in the mind. But that's like where it all came from. I remember like being in piano class, and like at first I was cold, like, you know, practicing, and then I messed up and found the beat side of it, and then like I'm just making beats on the like on the pre-recorded thing. But yeah, bro, it go a long way for sure.
For sure, bro. So yeah, man, like music wise, what you got coming up for us, man?
Man, I got some to me is very special songs. Like, you know,
I done heard a couple of them. Don't sound fire, but
yeah, you know, I've been sending them out just to test the waters. But I'm gearing up to about, you know, start dropping consistently, dropping more music, and I think like a lot of it is kind of like you get self-conscious and it's like, man, but I'm so hyped about this new wave I'm on. It's like, yo, it don't even matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just lit. So it is what it is. But yeah, nah, like I just feel like a bigger sense of freedom and like and just creatively and even like online presence, because like it got to a point I was kind of like having like anxiety about like what I was posting and like, you know, like the numbers and stuff. And it's just like, I think it kind of like boils down to, it was just like kind of caring too much a little bit. So I'm like, yo, I need to like, yo, just have fun. Like, you know, that's all it's about. So
yeah, and it's cool. Like, I think looking at the last interview too, we talked about that some too. Like, just as far as like marketing, like trying to figure that joint out still, bro. Like, what's good content, what's bad content, like what's gonna make people want more, like all of that. Like, that's definitely like the jigsaw puzzle everybody trying to figure out, man, for real.
Yeah, because it's like you get on IG and it's like it was just like a turnoff for me, bro. Because I felt like everybody was trying to sell you something, like everybody's trying to promote something.
Yes, bro.
And I'm just like, hey, bro, I'm just trying to see how everybody vibing out. But it's kind of one of those things where, like, you know, you either gonna like get with it or get lost. And it's like everybody gonna do their own thing. So I don't think it's something that like nobody should really sweat like that. It's just like, of course, like you can make an effective rollout and like have like a solid presentation to like the art that you're making or whatever you're trying to do. But like, I just, at the same time, like you should enjoy like what you're doing. And people got different reasons for doing stuff. Like some people, you ask them why they make music, they trying to make money.
Facts.
Like I definitely, and that was something like throughout that period I had to realize like I genuinely like just enjoy the art of it. So it's like, you know, like you got to cater to what like drives yourself and know like what keeps you going in that way. So yeah, definitely. So
that brings up a great point. So how do you, because you say you really enjoy art, but how do you balance kind of like, because it also costs money a lot of times to make the art.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you balance that of just like doing it for the love, but then also like, you know, I would love to make money off this too, because it's also time consuming and things like that. And then I kind of gotta, well, and also I'll just put it all in there together. But how do you also make time for your music, especially when it's not necessarily bringing you any money? You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of, you can take your time and answer it all.
For sure. I ain't gonna lie. Music is a rich nigga sport.
Bruh, I'm saying, bro.
Anybody who make music or record or anything, like, y'all gonna feel me. Like, it's just like, you know, it costs. Like, it costs to record. It costs to get visuals. Like, it just costs. So, like, for me, like, early on, like, I was like, let me, like, mitigate some of those costs by doing it myself. So, like, one thing that used to drive me crazy when I first started making music, I'm like, man, I'm recording this at the crib and it just don't sound like what's on the radio. So I was like, that was like my sole driving force of wanting to learn engineering. I was I want to know how to get it to sound like that or what's required. And then that like opened up a rabbit hole of like the equipment, which again... Cost. So it's like
look, bro.
I'm saying all this costs. Bro. So
bro.
It's just like just understanding that and being like, okay, you know, like let me try to mitigate costs that way. But also like it kind of ties into like the driving force in making time is you gotta like it, bro.
That's
like,
facts.
You gotta like it, especially if you're not making money with it, because like a lot of artists, until you blow up and get that deal or have that breakout song, you in the red. Like you know, you in the red, and everybody's doing it. So it's like it's highly competitive. So if you're looking at it from an investment standpoint, business standpoint, you might not see a return for a little bit, but like that consistency and keep doing it, it's like what's going to drive you to do that. You got to really like it. You got to really love it. You know, and people would tell me that like when I first started. And like I don't know, it didn't really hit. But now that like I've been doing it for a little bit, and like as you get older, you know, I feel like people in general, like with their aspirations in life, they be like, you know, as time goes on, they feel like more limited. And like, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, I've had them real conversations like, man, like, do I need to do something else? I don't know.
Yes,
like,
man. Yeah.
because you know, it's just like it's been a lot of changes, and I'm just like, man, like, I really love this shit.
Yeah,
bro.
bro.
Like,
Yeah, bro.
I really love like making music, bro. It's very fun. Like, it's enjoyable. Like, I like it. It's just something about doing it that like I'm just addicted to it. So
Yeah,
like
bro.
even if I never reach like, you know, the level of the goals and the aspirations I have, I truly think like it's something that like I will always do just because of like the happiness it brings me. So
Yeah.
that's you gotta love it, man. Like,
Yeah.
I really think that's the driving thing that keep people going.
Bruh, I can't relate to you no more. Like, bro, like all of this, bro, like it's crazy, bro, because you know, like technically I've been podcasting since like 2018. Like nobody was doing studios. Like I was at the crib, like with the laptop, with the mic, like with the snowball mics. Yeah. And so like I did it, and then you know I think quarantine probably is like really why I took a break, and then you know I was trying to do real estate and I was doing life insurance. Like I was just got so distracted, and then and a big part was because I did enjoy it, but after a while I was like, I'm taking up a lot of time and I'm not necessarily making no money off of it. You know what I'm saying? And it'd be tough because, like you said, with that, it wasn't as expensive then, but it took a lot of time. Yeah. It's like I'm recording for 30 minutes, then I'm editing, and this was without visuals. I'm editing for 2 to 3 hours and then putting it out. You know what I'm saying?
No, for
and
sure.
then, you know, it'd be tough too because it's like, damn, ain't but so many people listening. Like I'm doing a lot of time and ain't nobody listen. It's like shit, bro. Ain't nobody gonna miss me for so much. I'm gonna just chill for a little bit. You feel me, bro?
I mean, that's real though.
You know what I'm saying? Real. Like, and it, you know, at first too, it was like I was doing a financial literacy podcast, so it was like I was on there talking by myself. I was like, hell, if ain't nobody listening, bro, ain't nobody. I'm talking to myself. You feel me? So like, I think that's definitely what. But like, I think I transitioned to like to doing more interviews. So I was doing like kind of interviews with like real estate agents. I did like artists, you know, whatever it was, and then it was like try to relate to finances. It's like, nah, let's just do the art. You know what I'm saying? Like just drift away from just the finances thing. But like I didn't think I'd end up here. You know what I'm saying? But it was just kind of like when the opportunity came again to bring it back, and like I had the resources, like you said, it costs to do like, you know what I'm saying? But like I had to end up having the resources to make it happen, bruh. Yeah. And we get right in his back, man. So I feel like I definitely 100%, bro, relate to that. And it's just like, but you gotta love it. Like I'm not doing this because I think I'm about to get a bag off of it. Like I really do just like enjoy it, and I enjoy artists. Like I think me and Caesar talk about it too. Like some of the best times of my life was vibes back in like in college, bro. And like crazy, in college we had a brand like with artists and everything, hats. We was going crazy. We'll talk about vibes one day. But like, but really just being around artists and talking to people, like that's where I really be my happiest, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just get so much enjoyment out of it. And that's what made me go, I spend all this bread on equipment and everything just to enjoy artists and give artists a platform to talk about what they doing. And it's like, I may not ever see bread for it, but as long as I can financially do it now, I think Danzig gonna try to make it happen for sure. No,
for sure, bro. And that's real because like even like in that, right? Like it's a level of adaptation that like you gotta have, and like there's different ways. Because like for me, I felt like, you know, like like in engineering, like that's something that I also did as well. Like on the side was like. I would have my job, but then like, you know, different, artists locally would be like, yo, I'm trying to record or whatever. Or like, even like, you know, people I've had, you know, people do poetry, like people just, you know, trying to record. So it's just like, that was one way that I tried to like bring some money back in. Gotcha. Like, you know, from the cost of like the equipment and stuff like that. And like also like, you know, selling beats. Like I never was really big on like selling beats, like, but that, you know, that's something too. But just being able to adapt and like, you know, it like you sometimes you just got to take that pivot because like you said initially, like you were doing like, you know, the financial stuff, and then it's like you transition into something that like, you know, is bringing you that happiness and that joy more. So it's just like just being able to be flexible. I think that's super important too, just like in life in general. It's like, that's super important.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's dope, man. So and so and we kind of talked about it, but how, and you know, just like disregard, well, you might have to factor in finance as well, but how do you keep your art like on the forefront instead of the back burner? Because like, we love art, but life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it is tough. I feel like just dealing with life to keep art ahead of it all. So how do you deal with that?
It's definitely something like you got to make time for, and like I would say like it's definitely like you definitely have to prioritize it, and it's like you kind of like at the mercy of your situation to a certain extent, but like, you know, they always say like if there's a will, there's a way. So it's like I know, you know, like it's been a lot of people who were like dealing with stuff who still like, you know, cared about it so much. Like it still go back to how much you love it. Yeah, bro. I want to say Dilla was like in the hospital. Jay Dilla, he made beats. I want to say he was in the hospital.
Damn,
like,
that's real.
Cooking up, like, you know what I'm saying. So
that's real.
It's like stuff like that. You know, man. Like I've heard like a bunch of other stories too, where it's like people who like really. It's almost like you gotta be obsessed if that's what you really want to do. But I mean, like for me personally, like I said, it's just been something like musically. I've always been doing something. But yeah. I mean, and part of it is like, you know, like I feel like a lot of times people will be like, you don't see it like on social media or stuff, it's not happening, but
facts.
in your day-to-day life, like, you know whether you putting in the work in or not. So it's like when you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And if you just put, it don't even got to be crazy. Like in high school, like in sports, like, you know, you had practice like 2 hours. So it's like, you know, like treat it, if you have that regard for it, like treat it the same way. Like you could, you know, give it that deposit every day, and after a while, like it's still gonna add up. So I still think it come down to like loving it, but you know, you really just kind of like, that's how I frame it, you know, as like somebody who enjoys sports. It's like, break out that little time, like, you know, block it off and just do you. So. Yeah,
and I think that's dope, man. Making stuff priority, and like you said, the consistency. Like you said, if you only got 2 hours a day, making sure you hitting them beats or you writing a song, whatever, for them 2 hours. I think that, because it's like you fall off one day, then it's 2 days, then it's 3 days, then it's 4. So I think that's really dope, man. Being able to stay just consistent with it, because life be tough, bro. And so and unfortunately, life don't care that you want art to be your priority, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
I think that's one of the biggest things with being an artist, man. Is, you know, life don't really care. Like
and it was like, you know, some periods where like my output maybe wasn't as high as that I wanted it to be, but it's like I could at least make one beat, like, you know what I'm saying, or I could try to write something or think of an idea, like just putting something towards it. You know, because really, like, you know, ideally everybody wants to be like real efficient and get a certain level a day, but I feel like in reality it kind of comes in ebbs and flows. So it kind of just go back to like how I was saying earlier, like just being flexible and like, you know, being able to just kind of go with the flow in a certain sense. But
I was gonna say, bro, I don't remember the exact number, but I feel like you used to say like on Saturdays or something, you was like, I'm gonna make 10 beats a day, like every Saturday or something. Like, talk about that a little bit.
For sure. Like, to be honest, like I was really inspired by like one of my friends who he's successful in the music industry, and that's something that he was doing. Like, and you know, he got that inspiration from Kanye and stuff. So
Word.
it was like a challenge to me, and I had a lot of producer friends at the time, and that's something that like we challenged ourselves to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was at one point, like, you know, every time I sat down, I was making 10.
Damn.
And then it was crazy because like I said, like, you know, like certain situations come up, you might not be able to get the same level of output, but that was like my goal. Is like when I sit down, I want to get at least 10.
Yeah.
But you know, certain stuff happened. But it's crazy because I got up with that same homie I'm talking about, right? And he told me he was kind of dealing with the same thing, like in terms of consistency and how much he do. And he was like, yeah, I don't even do that no more. But like, you know, some more time might go by. But then he was like, when I sit down, I might make 40. And I was like,
Sheesh.
40?
Yeah, he's got crazy.
I was like, good. Like 40 in one session is crazy. But like that kind of is a testament to it though. It's just kind of like, you know, it don't gotta be, life ain't linear. So it's like, you know, you kind of gotta, you know,
That's
like,
dope.
you know,
That's dope right there. I like that. Yeah.
Word, like you kind of gotta, you know, some days you're gonna be able to do more, some days you're gonna be able to do less, but as long as you still doing something, like
Yes,
that's
bro.
what's most important.
For sure, man. So kind of transitioning, man. Life outside of music, man. What's been some goals you hit since quarantine? What's some goals you kind of got coming up that you trying to hit soon? And some big things you got coming.
Man, it like I said, bro, it's been a lot of change.
Yeah.
But I felt like, I definitely made like a lot of mistakes during that time period, but like financially, like I feel like I was able to get myself like in a good spot too. So like, you know, just, you know, maneuvering like adult life and like trying to, you know, be healthier, trying to get a crib. I'm in the process of like getting my first home. So
Word, man. Big congrats on that, brother.
Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate you, man. It's a beast. It's a
Yeah,
beast,
man.
to say the least.
Yeah,
But,
man.
like, nah, that's something that like is real big. And then, you know, me and Shorty, we expecting a child as well.
Man,
so,
big
yeah,
congrats.
Nah, for sure,
I got
man.
no applause up here. Hold on, man.
Oh boy, got the applause.
Yes,
That's real.
man. Hold on.
Yeah.
Applause in here, man. But that's what's up, bro. For real, man.
That, I would say like that in itself has been real, like, life change. My whole mental is like totally different, bro. Like, it's just, you know, wanting to, you know, as a man, like provide for your family and
I understand.
you know, just hold it down. But it definitely lit that fire under me, and I felt like it definitely added to like my creative like energy and space too, because it just made me feel so inspired. Like, you know what I'm saying? So definitely like a lot of big life changes, but you know, we're super excited. I'm super excited. And it just kind of light the fire under you to get right, you know what I'm saying?
Right, man.
But yeah, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait, you know. She you know, she's supposed to be doing March, so we having a little girl, you know.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, it's super exciting, man. My
Uncle T excited too, man.
yeah, for sure. Uncle T in the building, but like, you know, our families are super excited.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's just like the next generation. It's like that's what you do it for.
Hell yeah,
you know
bro.
what I'm saying? So it's dope, man. It's dope.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. So, I mean, anything else, man? What's new music, bro? Like, you got anything dropping anytime soon?
Yeah, I got some stuff on the way. I'm probably gonna hit like a couple singles, like 1 or 2 singles, and I think my goal is to put out something like in January, like a project. Because I felt like during that time where I was going crazy, it started with like a project in January.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm trying to get back to that
And
space.
kind of set the tone for the year. I got you.
So
I got
it's
you.
like,
I got you.
I'm like, you know, in the process of preparing. Definitely not trying to like rush nothing, but yeah, I'm coming, man. I'm coming. So
Love to hear it, dog, man. So, man, before you go, man, you know, I gotta get you to hit a get right thing.
Hey, you know you gonna put the vocals to shame, but I got you, man. You know how they come through and get right then.
Yes, sir, man. It's your boy T Danzy, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man.
Bro.
The new Instagram is at Get Right Then LLC, man. Follow us there. Follow us on YouTube, man. And we gonna get right and get back to y'all soon, man. Peace.
Peace.